Hello and welcome back to the channel. A bit blustery this morning, but that was lock 17, the last lock on the Northampton arm of the Grand Union Canal, and we're now on the River Nene. If you're new to the channel, my name's Martin, and the channel's about me sharing my experiences post-retirement. These are the Midsummer Meadow 48-hour moorings. There's room for 2, possibly 3 boats at a push. Hello again. Well, this is the next day, so second day on the Nene, and it's finally stopped raining. It's coming on for, I don't know, 11:30 I think, and it has now stopped raining, so I've got the phone out, and I thought I'd show you a little bit about where I'm travelling. I'm approaching somewhere down here anyway. I'm approaching Wellingborough. I need to stop for only bread and milk, but I think I might pop to B&Q while I'm out this summer. I want to do some of the internal carpentry, and for that I'm going to need an electric saw, so I'm going to have a look in B&Q, and then I'll either stay moored on Wellingborough embankment, or I shall move just outside of Wellingborough. There's some 48-hour moorings there, and I might stop there for, or possibly until Saturday. I'll see. Today's Thursday, so it's all a bit in the open. It's very different on the river, very, very different. You can't just stop like you can on the canals, which is takes a bit of getting used to, especially when you need the loo. So yeah, it's all going well. I think I've managed to crack the locks. They're bigger, there's a lot of walking, they're slow, but I think I've got a bit of a rhythm going, so we'll see as we get through the next few locks to see whether that works and pans out. Okay, enjoy. That was Wellingborough embankment. Got to Tesco's, got what I needed. Got to B&Q, got what I needed. So it's all good. I have to say though, Wellingborough embankment is sort of goose shit central. Everywhere. And having blamed the much maligned geese, I think it could well have been the swans. Looking at all this, be careful I don't run any of them down. They're all very polite, moving out of the way. It's just as well really, because they've got no brakes. Well, this is today's little offering, and I think I'll settle here. If I'm absolutely honest with myself, I think I overdid it yesterday. I know there were lots of trials and tribulations and lots of hold-ups and frustration, but yeah, I was absolutely shattered by the time I had dinner yesterday evening. So I'm going to knock off a little bit early today and settle here. Everything about it is great. Quite honestly, I imagine the railway will be a bit noisy, but I can put up with that. I haven't checked the internet yet, but that, yeah, it's only for one night. Unless it's absolutely brilliant, then I might stay for 2 nights. So, yeah, like it. Do a bit of train spotting. Good morning. It's the 1st of June, I believe, and I'm still on the same mooring that I stopped at the day before yesterday. So I stayed put yesterday. It was a bit windy. I had some editing to do, and I was intrigued by Chester House Farm, just up the hill behind the mooring. It's got quite a history to it, which I'll put into the next video. So I'm moving on today, not going very far, because there's some motorcycle racing on this afternoon. There's the second Premiership rugby semi-final, so I want to get moored up by, I don't know, about 1 o'clock. So I'm not going to go far, but I don't think it's fair to stay on the same mooring. I will have been here for over 48 hours and it's a bit naughty. So if you want to join me, feel free. See you soon. Although I said I'd include the Chester House in a separate video, I thought it made more sense to include it here. There has been discovery of evidence of human habitation on this site going back about 10,000 years. There's finds from the Mesolithic period, that's 10,000 to 4,000 years BC. Then there's evidence of the Neolithic period from 4,000 to about 2,500 years BC. Evidence of human activity from the Bronze Age, which is around about 2,500 to about 700 years BC. And evidence of human activity from the Iron Age period from around about 800 years BC to about the 4th decade AD, which is when the Romans came to town. Now this would have been shortly after the Roman invasion in 43 AD, which was part of the northern expansion of the Roman Empire. Now initially the Roman habitation would have been quite rudimentary, with a fairly basic palisade closing a few huts and a load of tents. This would have fairly quickly developed into a walled fortification containing temples and the like, and then eventually it would have had suburbs where the camp followers would have lived. But then early in the 4th century AD, around about 410, troops and government officials had largely been withdrawn from Britain, and the province was left kind of to defend itself really against raids from barbarian peoples. And this saw a big cultural change in Britain, where the monetary and economic system sort of collapsed really. So if you haven't been to the Chester House site and you're in the area, whether you're on a boat or you're just passing by, it's well worth calling in. The cafe's really nice and the exhibition is free to enter. So yeah, give it a go. bare branches you can see on the riverbank are the result of moth caterpillars. Once the caterpillars hatch, they spin a web around the leaves and the branches to protect themselves from birds, and then they basically munch their way through all of the foliage on the tree. I've only noticed them on willows. All the trees that are affected are willows, but there are lots and lots of them along this stretch of the river. I need to do some research though to work out what moth caterpillar it is. Well, I didn't travel far. Couple of locks, but I found this lovely little mooring. It's very quiet, very little traffic noise. There's a slight hum in the distance. I'm close to Earthling and there's sedge warblers chattering in the background. There's a lake in the distance there. Lovely. I think I shall settle here for the rest of the day, watch the sport this afternoon, and then set off tomorrow. Okay. Okay, it's another day. Such a change in the weather. It's really bright. It's a little bit nippy this morning. This is quite early, and the ground's a little bit wet, but I think it's going to warm up and be a lovely day. So I'm going to make the most of that. On these next couple of stretches at least, there's only a few locks, so I'm going to see how many miles I can do without sort of busting a gut. So and enjoy it, and I hope you do too. So sit back, get yourself a cup of tea and enjoy the cruise. Okay, see you later. Now along this stretch there is an abundance of beautiful demoiselle damselflies. There's not a cat in hell's chance of me catching any of them on video, but Google it. That is their name, beautiful demoiselle. Well, this is Islip Lock, Islip and Thrapston, and this marks the end of this video, I think. I'm about halfway along the Nene. I estimate I'm halfway along the Nene. I've probably got that really wrong. But anyway, if you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to see what happens in the second half of the Nene, then ring the old notification bell. And if you've enjoyed this cruise, then give us a thumbs up. Okay, until next time, see ya.